All right, before I get rolling here, I got to say I'm extremely touched. I want to say thanks for all the emails of concern from our listeners who know I live close to Malibu and checked on to see if I was burned up in the fires or not. I assure you all my doodads are intact and I'm good to go, and I'm sorry to disappoint some of you. Live from Hornywood, California, it's the world-famous Mojo Elliott here to rap about the stuff nobody really gives a rat's ass about. But I like to spin it, and spin it good I do. Rated E for explicit and enormous. Now, after today, we've got one more Rat's Ass podcast to do before we break for Christmas. That'll be next Tuesday. Season 2 kicks off on January 3rd, so consider yourself warned. I've also promoted Alexa because I went through all the podcast apps and found out that by every episode, it puts the date. So there's no need for her to do timestamps, but since she's a paid employee and Fleabag isn't, I got to find something for her to do, right? So Alexa's been promoted because I think she's the perfect assistant for me because she won't put up with any BS from me. I'll show you what I mean. Alexa, have you ever seen a grown man naked?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
No HR problems, man. She won't play with me that way. Alexa, have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Won't answer stupid questions, and she passes the airplane test, by the way. Alexa, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck would chuck about 700 pounds of wood on a good day with the wind at his back.
Knows the answers to stupid questions. Alexa, what does supercalifragilisticexpialidocious mean?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious means wonderful or extremely good.
Knows how to define long words that I can't spell. All right, tell me if you know what this is. If you missed the podcast on Tuesday, this is Santa's sack. I stole Santa's sack. It's big, nice and thick, isn't it? All right? I tell you this because if you can guess what's in it, it's yours, and we'll send it anywhere in the world. I'm going to give you a clue. If you can guess what it is, you could possibly win. Now, you send your answers to ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. If we have multiple correct answers, Fleabag will select one random winner. I don't need that kind of pressure. It's his job to make my life easier. Deadline is December 15th, all right? Here is your clue. You blow it up and play with it when you're alone or with your friends. It bounces and rolls and comes with a hole. By Johnson. You blow it up and play with it when you're alone or with your friends. It bounces and rolls and comes with a hole. By Johnson. ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. If you know the answer, good luck. All right, let's hit the Rat's Ass Podcast X feed for some extra cheese. This is where we share an interesting post and a few of the clever quips it conjures up. Totally Boomer posted, what quietly went away without people noticing? I came up with a jukebox. I can't remember the last time I went into a restaurant or a bar where they had a jukebox. You might find them in an old hole in the wall somewhere, but I don't frequent those places. Road Warrior said, phone books and phone booths. I don't recall the last time a phone book showed up at my doorstep. Phone booths, I think the only person that has a problem with that is Superman. Gonzo Greg, fax machines, absolutely. We used to wear those things out. Replace them about every 10 months or so. I have one now. I don't have a landline, but I have a fax machine tied in with my printer. So, yeah, fax machines just kind of went away with email. DJ Rick Savage says, my hair. It's like, oh, Ricky. People do notice that, you know? They do notice that. They're the ones telling you that you look great or you haven't changed a bit. Candy Graham said, men who play pull my finger. I'm more of a Yank Mike Johnson kind of guy myself. All right, put on your knee pads. Here's today's Hollywood cheese. I'm convinced that Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce's brother, is a troublemaker. But that's why I like him. Even though he admitted he crapped his pants during an NFL game, he was man enough to admit it. You got to respect that. All right, but now he's drawn attention to himself for calling Dallas the butthole and armpit of America. And Dallas has responded. They said they wanted to invite Jason down to the Big D and offer him up a big old Texas-sized shit sandwich. but they heard he didn't like bread. You're up, Jason. You're up, man. Shazam host. Jamie Foxx says he's done dating white women after having a stroke. He said the stroke cured him. Well, you know what they say, Jamie. Once you go black, you never go back. And that's why you started dating white chicks in the first place. Gonna burn in hell for that one. Donald Trump Jr. and girlfriend Kimberly Guilfoyle have split. So did Don just find out that Kimberly did the nasty with slumlord Governor Gavin Newsom? Or maybe it's because she's 9 years older. Kimberly's 55, Don's 46. Maybe Donnie can't drive 55. All right, Jay-Z's wife Beyonce says she's sticking by her man, even though he's been accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. Now, we're all innocent until proven guilty. But Alexa, what is Jay-Z's net worth? Alexa, what is Jay-Z's net worth? Must be a big net worth.
Jay-Z is worth an estimated $2 billion US. He makes around $1.1 billion US per year.
So there you have 2 billion reasons why she's staying by her man. Pornhub has revealed its top searches for 2024, and this year's #1 kink is called the hentai, which is a form of Japanese anime. Yes, cartoon sex. But I get it. I absolutely get it. I have to admit, I've always thought Judy Jetson was hot and nasty. All right, if you're a fan of the Christmas song, the Christmas classic, Baby, It's Cold Outside, you're clear to start playing it again without fear from cancel culture because cancel culture has been canceled. Now, if someone gives you shit about playing it, you tell them I said, who gives a rat's ass? All right, the reason you come is for the rap email. Let's get into it. This is where you email your thoughts, observations, comments, and questions to me at the ratsasspodcast@gmail.com, and I respond to them. The more outrageous and salacious, the better. I do not read your email in advance. My producer, Fleabag, forwards me your name, where you're from, and condenses them down so I can respond to them rapid fire and on the fly. So pull up your pants. Here is the rap email. Karen K. from Phoenix, Arizona said, hey, I ordered that Rolling Stones perfume for my girlfriend, Jacqueline, or is it Jaqueline? I'm not sure how it's pronounced these days. And gave it to her as an early Christmas gift. The name is kind of lame, RS number 9, but it was sweet and sticky. Had a sweet and sticky smell to it. It sounds like, the Stones could have called it brown sugar too, baby. John F., Topeka, Kansas. I just listened to a podcast where you claim it's impossible to stump you with movie lines. I've got one for you. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible, but let's see what you got. What you got. All right, there are no 2 words in the English language more harmful than good job. Oh, come on, John. That's Whiplash. Terrence Fletcher to Andrew in that movie. Great movie, but I think that movie was done about 10 years ago. Not so current. But yeah, keep trying. Go back to the drawing board. Keep throwing them my way. Ronald T. from Sussex, England said, have you ever traveled to the UK? If so, where? And if not, where would you visit? No, I'm ashamed to say I haven't been to the UK yet, Roland, but it's on my bucket list. And if I did come, it would have to be London when the NFL comes over to Wembley Stadium. I'd like to see the Raiders or the Rams play there. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Pam D. from Eugene, Oregon said, here's a dilemma for you. Oh, good. I love dilemmas. They're right up my alley. Your fiancée tells you she's pregnant with another man's child. Do you still marry her? Well, Pam, I hope this isn't your situation, but I do not. No. She's a cheater and will always be a cheater, and the burden of responsibility now lies with her and the father. So I'm moving on. Moving on, baby. Cal G., Boise, Idaho. I really like this girl at work, but how do you approach a girl at work and ask her for a date in the Sue Happy world? Well, Cal, you never date a woman at work. That's first and foremost. But if you can't resist yourself and you ask her out on a date and she says yes, immediately go in and quit your job. Give her something that she can tell her friends. She likes to have a bragging right over her other girlfriends. Oh, he likes me so much. He asked me out and he quit the job so he wouldn't get sued. Oh, that kind of thing. Bonito V, Vancouver, Canada. I've got a dirty drink name for you and the recipe. I call it the Golden Shower. Oh, God. It's vodka with lemon juice on ice. Well, here in the USA, Chris, that's called a lemon drop. I like your name better, but I don't think I'm going to go up to a bartender and say, hey, bartender, give me a golden shower. Don't think that's going to happen. unless it's a female bartender, or I guess there's a right place, a right time for everything. But hey, guess what? You made it on the menu on the Rat's Ass Podcast blog, where we have a whole bunch of dirty drink names you can check out. All right, keep sending your emails with your thoughts, observations, comments, and questions to ratsasspodcast@gmail.com, and I'll give you my 2 cents that makes no sense on the next episode. That does it for this episode. Conversation does continue on X, and you'll find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, where you can check out the Rat's Ass Podcast blog. Just search for Rat's Ass Podcast. It's that simple. You see how it all ties in there? Before I go see what condition my condition is in, always remember this. Strangers can become best friends just as easy as best friends can become strangers. Relationships, no matter how strong they may seem, are very fragile and should be treated as such. All right, shout-outs to those of you listening in Salem, Oregon, Duluth, Minnesota, and Gary, Indiana. Thanks for all the emails, gang. Appreciate it. Also, our friends in Visby, Sweden, Hastings, New Zealand, and Dundee, Scotland. Wherever you listen to the Rat's Ass Podcast, I do appreciate your ears. And we're going to do this again next Tuesday, December 17th, the last one of 2024, whether you like it or not. And that's the wrap.